Hello and welcome to another episode of me painting again. Today we have the oils out and we have one of the sketches that I've done using watercolour and gouache that I thought would make a good oil painting. So let's do it. Let's have a go at it. Got this old canvas. Got some had a painting done on, well, the beginning of one. It was back when I first started painting, really, and I would just paint stuff in one colour and then I would think I could do the colour after, but I think it just makes it easier, doesn't it, when you paint with one colour. So anyway, let's crack on with this painting of the building in amongst the trees. I quite like it, actually. So I'm going to just throw the paint at the canvas. Well, not literally. Just get an old rag, just wipe my brush. So I'm going to put in a sky first. We already know what we're going to paint, so I don't think I specifically need to do a sketch. We've got the basic idea and everything in our minds. So I want some blue and white, ultramarine blue and white. Ultramarine blue and titanium white for our sky. And then, just so you know, I laid my palette up really weirdly. It's all this watercolour and gouache painting. So I've got chrome yellow, yellow ochre, burnt sienna, burnt umber, ivory black, ultramarine blue, alizarin crimson and sap green, and titanium white. I'm assuming I have enough colours. I could always mix colours, it's fine. So we've got sky. Sorry, guy with a shotgun. Probably recognise him from the Terminator. We need this area for the new painting. Just sloshing on this titanium white and blue. Just give my brush a wipe. I'm just going to block this in. Now if you wanted, you could paint your canvas with like a gesso, a grey gesso, and then chalk in the design. And that'll give you a... oh, let's not forget this is quite dark over this side. So I don't want to put too much in, I just remembered that. I don't want to load this area up with paint when I'm not going to really be benefiting from it. White. This canvas has got all sorts of bumps and lumps on it. But it'll be alright, it's fine. It'll be fine for our painting. So, what do I want now? I want to think about the building, which we've got about there. about there, isn't it? Then we've got a tree. Got a tree there. So we'll start to put in the dark of the trees, and that way we can actually, what if we put in the distant bit? Yeah, because if we've got our land here, we can put a few, if I grab a little bit of green, a bit of blue, that can be our distant colour, like green, blue, and there's a bit of white in there. Think about a few trees back here. Something like that. Just green and blue. Something like that. And then we did go a little bit in front of it with some darker colour. Just go into a little bit darker colour, a little bit of the black. Just to create 2 layers really of trees, potential trees. And then I'll just grab a little bit of the yellow, the chrome yellow, just a little bit on the brush, and I can start putting in a bit of grass. Okay, just sit back and look at that. A bit of white as well. So there we go, that'll do for our distant area. Just use my finger there just to push some of that. So now we've got a tree in front. I'm going to get some blue and green and black. Maybe throw a little bit of yellow ochre in it. So I don't want it to be fully black. I want it to have a green hint. A green hinting darkness, basically. Right, so we've got a tree and it covers this one side, so it grows up from here and goes in here. Keep some of these blue areas. Got that grows there. sort of sit back, have a look, and then have another look, and then another look. Something like that. We'll start with that. And then we've got the dark area, it sort of comes along here as well. So this is where the path is. And that sort of casts a lot of shadow. So then what I can do is I can create another green. Another green, but it's not quite as dark. Bit of red in it, bit of yellow ochre in it. So I've got this one. I'm going to tap in it a bit. And we can put in some leaves that are a bit lighter. And have a look at your, if you're doing a tree, have a look at your tree and see how you want it to be. Because you don't have to do it the same, you can change it. A bit more yellow in it. So we've got a bit more brighter colour. Okay, now, yeah, that works quite nice. So you want to keep some dark areas. Want a bit more of that green. There we go. And then on this side as well, a bit more of that sap green. And now, when I think about this building, you can use a brush or a knife, whatever you prefer using. I'm going to use a brush. Using the brush. So I want like a greyish brown, black and burnt umber and white. That's quite nice. It's going to be our roof. So we've got a roof about here. It's quite windy out, if you can hear it. Very windy. There we go. A roof. Bit of burnt sienna in my colour, and I'll put a chimney in. And I'll put a little bit of that in the roof as well. the building itself. Bit of burnt sienna, a bit of white. No. To bring that down. The roof's a bit bigger in this one. I'll go to about there. Oh, that's a bit better. So, and then I want a bit of white. A bit of crimson, a bit of white. Make a lighter colour. Oh, we need some windows as well. Quickly get another brush. I want to put in some more windows. And a door. And a door. What's that there? There we go. Door, we went for a dark door. Window, we used a bit of blue and green. A bit of blue and green and white. Making that sort of pane of glass, which we'll go for here. When you have a lot of paint on, if you're quite faint with your pressure, you can put paint on top of paint. Anyway, so there's a window, and door was going to be quite dark. Let's get a bit of black maybe. Door. Something like that. We'll sit back, have a look. Yeah, something like that. Now, I'll just wipe my brush. Throwing a bit of white in with that grey for the roof. I can use that to indicate. It's not going on as well as I thought. I need a different type of brush. That might work. I need the paint to just put on top of that paint, really. We'll try this one. Yeah, that's better. And put it on top. Something like that. And the window frame as well. Yeah, get rid of that bit there. Now, what I can do is go a little bit lighter on the wood. Some white and crimson and or the stone, because it's brick, isn't it? Yeah, there he is. Like that. Yeah, because then we can have grassy bits and stuff. I'm going to get a bit of viridian green, somewhat different in my green, and I'll just put a blob on my canvas. So I'll just sit back, have a look, wipe the glue off my hand. Think about our next move. Hopefully I didn't block the camera throughout that. You never can tell. And so we need to get a tree in behind the house. We need a bit of light on the house. We need to bring more light into the whole painting, but we'll do that later. First we want the initial bit, because in the sketch you can really see the sunlight on the grass, which I do really like. So I'm going to have to try and get the same, because like on the on the sketch, got some real nice light here, haven't there? There's a bit of glinting on that tree as well. But the most I like is this light here. So we'll try and get that. So first things first, I think I will try and get that tree in that's behind the house. So we'll use this darker. Using brush strokes. Probably should have used brush strokes on that tree as well, really. I like using brush strokes like this. Kind of growing over it, because this house hasn't been lived in a while. For real as well, in real life. I think I'll move in. Imagine the rent I would save living in a house like that. It's going a bit darker down this area. Yeah, it's a nice mass that is now. Got some crimson and blue. yeah, I just need some of the yellow to give it some more, give it a bit of light. Now we can start putting in, imagine this goes here, just throw in a dark, just whatever's on this brush can go in. Same over here as well. Got the track coming round. Just looking at that, yeah. I'm going to change this tree into the brushstrokey trees. I do like it better. I'll put a bit more colour in as well, but we want to get this going first. So the track, it comes round and gets bigger there. And it's quite dark there as well. Like that. Some yellow ochre and black stuff. Putting this in. Scrubbing it in. Like that, and this. Okay, so we have to imagine there's a tree, big trees here, and it's breaking the light up as well. So we have to think about that. As we're painting, imagine the light, lights and darks. Always got to imagine the lights and darks, where they are, because that's what's going to make the painting better. If you don't have light in your painting, it seems to just not look as good. And it's one of my errors, really. I mean, every error you can think of in painting, I've probably done it. And it was one of the things that I was missing in my own paintings, was where the light was. But anyway, I'm making myself bit of a grey using the blue and using blue and crimson. I'm making a bit of a grey. I'm going to use that to do this road. Bring it round. Put a bit of burnt sienna in it as well. Bring it round. Okay. So now, what I'm thinking is, where is the light? Just as we were saying, where is the light coming from? So if I get some, got some viridian green and some yellow, you can make this quite a strong green, and I've got that in amongst the original painting, so just it'll add something extra to our little area, a bit more green. And I'm just going to put it everywhere, splashing it all over the place, except here. I won't have any there, and I won't have any along there, so everywhere else I can add this bit of green. So we'll keep that area dark. I'll use this here as well. Bit there, because there's a little flash of light that's going to break this area. And there's a bit of the flash that breaks that, but then it's all dark. We can throw this in the tree as well. Let that brush just hover above, and then let the paint pull off. Do the same with the yellow. And then in this. So I'm not covering up all the darks completely. and I'm trying to go all over the place as well because as the grass is like that, it's just all over the place. Brush strokes going in all directions. Okay, and we've still got that. There's a bit there that's got a bit of light, and then there's a bit there like that, and then we've got some very much darker areas which we can put instead of having it the way it is. What I can do is I can mix myself a blue crimson in with this green, more to the blue. I can make a bluish green that's not getting the light, but it's not, I don't want this to be flat, so I can put it in so it's a change of colour, you see. It's not the same. Not the same colour. It changes. Quite like that bit there. And then what I want is to light up these parts of the road as well. So I might use a bit of yellow ochre in, just show you. I'm going to go with a bit of yellow ochre in with a white, and then a bit of this burnt sienna. Oh, that's my light. So we've got it hitting the road there. And then it disappears, and then it's hitting the road along there as well. And maybe it hits there and there and there. Creates some like little points of a little bit more white. Get a bit of dappled light in that road. I might sort of bring it this way actually, instead of that way. I might bring it this way. Maybe it can go to there. I like the dappled light idea actually. So I'll carry on with that. And then I can use the same dappled light in amongst this as well. So pull in some different angled brush strokes in there as well. Right, let's sit back, have a look. I'm quite liking this actually. Just felt like there needed to be some more brush strokes in this. few like that. Yeah. I might imagine the light sort of hitting that one side of the building. So it's all going quite warm. And then the roof, I was going to have a little bit of the blue sky sort of hitting some of the just going hitting some of these roof tiles. Yeah, it sort of breaks that up, doesn't it? Well, yeah, sit back, have a look. Quite liking that. I had little birds in there as well. Find the best brush for a bird. I could even put a few detail in as well, if you like. Stick some twigs and things. Does it need it? Anyway, we do need a bird though. One there. There's one there. There's another one there. I might put one there as well. We've got some birds coming. Don't know about that one. Get rid of that one. But yeah, you could add all sorts now. You could, if you wanted to. Put in branches and stuff. Well, yeah, I think I'll call that one finished. I do quite like it. It's got a nice light dragging across it, and the path looks quite dark and sort of muddy, which I like as well. So yeah, I think I'll call this one finished. So thanks very much for watching this one, and I'll see you in another one. Cheers, bye.